Holy moly.
Episode 20. Welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering.
Yeah, this episode can almost drink, or whatever is the right phrasing.
I think it depends on what state you're in.
I guess that's true. Or what country, because we're not just, we may have viewers all over the world for all we know.
And all the ships at sea.
How are you, Dr. Barth? Happy Thursday.
I've been having a really good day. I went outside, took a walk. It was lovely. How about you?
I'm on vacation. It was my birthday this week. Election shenanigans are nearly, they seem to be moving towards over here. Life is pretty good.
Very good. I've been told that we're going to have exploding bricks. Is that going to happen?
That is my understanding. We have teased exploding bricks for too many episodes. It is time.
We need to deliver. We don't just tease exploding bricks forever. Get people to come back week over week.
The Not Yet Exploded Bricks podcast or vodcast or whatever the heck this thing is. Shall we?
Well, let's set the table. Okay, so we're working on Breakout. We're working on Breakout. We're using Unity, which is fun because I guess technically this is our second project in Unity because we made a very disastrous Pong earlier on in this playlist. Yes.
Oh, that was like at least 2 weeks ago.
I know. It was in the before time. And so we have a little paddle and a ball. We're still using the built-in game physics, which is causing us a little bit of trouble. But I think last time, by the end, we got to the point we could actually play a full game cycle. Yeah. And I think this week, exploding bricks.
Yeah. And maybe we'll get to high scores or something, fun and exciting like that. I think we took some notes, but I'll pull them up later. Shall we?
Let's do it. To the code machine.
To the code machine. The code machine. Well, this is not the Unity machine. That's the Video Studio code machine. So here, for our viewers, where are we? With this amazing, which seems like a lot of technology to those of us this is now our 4th hour of Unity ever.
There's a play button.
Oh, what did it do? Oh, come on. We did this already. Didn't we? Did we change something?
Okay, so last time we didn't have something in our build settings, and that was our problem.
And I love how we're 10 seconds in and it's already not working.
I thought we left it in a good state.
Well, I remember last time we had a ringer in the audience.
Yes.
Who was telling us how to actually Unity.
That was very, very helpful. Turns out.
Aha.
Oh,
yeah. But why?
Maybe I didn't save it somehow.
Maybe I quit it somehow. Oh, that's the menu scene. I want to see the play scene. No.
Oh, maybe
This is clearly not the way you're supposed to add scenes. You have to click through them manually and add them. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think we're not quite doing this 100% correctly.
We're definitely not holding it correctly. Okay. Ta-da!
Yeah, we changed it so you win after the very first brick.
Oh, that's right.
The game was too hard for us, so we wanted to make it easier.
That's right. Okay.
We won, Brickles.
We won. Go us. All right, so we can turn that back off.
Yeah, I think we should just work on the play scene for a little while because I think that's the one with the exploding bricks.
Oh, okay, fine. So we can turn this off.
I always wondered this as a kid when I was playing games. How I always wondered how when you worked on the game, it takes a long time when you're playing the game to get deep into the game. So I always wondered how do the developers work on the 5th level of Mario World? They have to go play through all levels 1 through 4 to get there. But now it's so clear. You just start on this scene. It's like an anticlimactic solution.
There's so much of programming that I learned because of games. I remember before Intel took over, the Mac world was PowerPC. It wasn't even PowerPC yet. It was 680, 6800s, something like that. Mm-hmm. And had some different instruction set. Anyways, I remember learning Mac's Bug, which was the system debugger on Macs, in order to cheat at games.
Oh, I totally remember that. You used to have these memory locations, and you had to poke particular values in these memory locations, and then amazing things would happen in your game.
Well, it worked.
It worked. We won by actually winning, providing
So,
0 inputs to the game.
well, the inputs didn't seem to be working.
Oh, the input's not working?
We busted them somehow.
Hmm.
But all right, but we were gonna make the bricks explode.
Yes, let's make the bricks explode.
So, okay, so my understanding, I watched a like 5-minute tutorial on particle systems in Unity, and it looked incredibly easy.
It always looks easy when someone else does it. And then it becomes your turn to do it, and you're like, oh boy.
There we go. Particle system.
Whoa, the ball is sparkling.
Well, there's just a particle system running.
That's cool.
I don't know how to click on it.
Okay.
Okay. And you can like edit all these things.
Gravity modifier.
Yeah, so you can like make it respond to gravity.
Well, we're in space, so there's no gravity.
I think you do want it to respond to gravity. That's having it fully respond to gravity. You can like make it half respond to gravity or something.
What?
And then you can change, because the YouTube videos showed me all these things. There's supposedly like an editor that you can click on, like a more
graphical sort of editor.
A more graphic, but I think. Anyways, you can change the like right now it's using. You can change like the cone or whatever that it's using. The shape. This was so much easier when I was watching it.
There's a shape checkbox there. These are each subpanels. Wow, there's so many options.
So like I can make it a circle, and then it sprays them out, or a sphere. It sprays them out as a sphere, or from a sphere.
Okay.
And you can change like how fast they come out. They're like start speed. So we can make them come out faster.
Whoa.
And I'm just reciting to you all the things that YouTube's taught me. You can change their color, and then you can like make them decay faster. That's in here somewhere.
So when I imagine an exploding brick, I imagine a big burst of things. So like I imagine a lot of them coming out in a short period of time at a high velocity.
All right, so this is how long it runs. So what I don't quite understand, because what they were demoing was like they had it like constantly spraying from the back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
So presumably this ends up getting part of the brick, like it's going to end up being like a child of the brick thing, but then not shown at the start.
Well, I imagine that it's a pre-built that we're going to instantiate when we destroy the brick.
Yes.
At the location of the brick.
Well, or just, yeah, okay.
And there was some way, I remember reading about that you can basically set a timer and basically say, destroy this thing in 5 seconds. So it's like built into the destroy function, actually, because it's such a common thing to want to do.
So I think we could start by just putting our silly little magic sparkles, like wire up that part of it, and then we can worry about making the sparkles look correct later.
Okay, that sounds legit.
How would we... You sounded like you had an idea as to how we would...
Well, I think we should name it Explosion and then make it into a pre-built.
I have to remember how to do that. So that's here. And I just drag this down here? No.
Well, let's adjust its name first. So we're over there in the inspector at the top.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, explosion.
And then I think you just drag it into your assets folder. That's how we made other pre-builds. I assume it'll work. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, great. Great. Okay, so now we have this explosion thing. Yeah, we can remove this one, I guess?
Yeah, we can remove that one.
Okay.
And then I forget which of our objects is the one that actually destroys the bricks. I think it may be the game controller.
Okay. You kind of, I would think this would make sense as like part of the brick. Like it should.
Well, remember we refactored it so that when the brick detects a collision, it informs the game controller. Then the game controller destroys the brick and possibly ends the game.
Yeah, you can also imagine that the brick would be just like a an empty thing that sometimes showed a brick and sometimes showed an explosion.
Mm.
But you can also make the game controller do this. Right, so this is where we would have like an instantiate. Okay, instantiate.
Right, we're gonna have to add a member here at the top for the
for the prefab.
The prefab. I can add that.
I'm sort of like slowly loading this into my brain. One of the things I've been doing on vacation is reading. It's been glorious. I've been reading The Martian again. It's a great book.
I only saw the movie, but the movie was amazing.
Oh, I don't actually know which is better because Matt Damon just does. It's Matt Damon, right? Does such a good job at the character in question. I'm sure there are people on the internet who are hearing me say this and they're screaming at their screen about how I've incorrectly picked sides, but they're both good.
There's got to be people who just like think the book is amazing. Like it's always like that with books and movies.
The book is such a quick, easy read. It reminds me of my father used to read lots of Tom Clancy, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like fast-paced action thing. It's got a very like it's like drinking water. It's so easy to read. Okay, so we have our fancy prefab.
Right. So elsewhere in this file, we have an instantiate function. So we can. I'm a big believer in copy and paste.
Amen.
We probably do this before we actually destroy the brick.
Well, we have to grab its.
Yeah, it's like location or whatever. I'll let you type. I won't fight you for the cursor.
You don't want to fight me for the cursor? That's half the fun. Well, I think, we just have to grab out. I'm just going to assume that this is the same.
I think there's like a brick transform.center or something that will give us the.
Well, shouldn't it just be the transform itself? Although we learned the transform was something different than we thought it was going to be. It's not clear that you can like.
Yeah, I don't think you want to grab the whole transform. Based on what we learned, the transform was pretty tightly associated with the object, and I'm worried that if we destroy the object, we'll mess up the transform.
Well, I think instantiate probably doesn't take. It takes a factor 3, right? But it's going to end up being like position. Yeah, there you go. This is going to be factor 3.
Yeah,
this will not be quite so tied.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Oh, that was my homework and I didn't do it, which was figure out how to run the C# formatter on save because it is driving me batty that this doesn't format on save.
There's just a checkbox in Visual Studio for format on save.
Oh, maybe I just haven't done enough programming on this specific system. I'm sorry, viewers, but
format on save. Format on save just changed my entire life.
You mean it saved you?
Well, it just relieves so much stress of programming because I'm no longer thinking about things.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like your formatting choices, but at least you're doing it. That's great.
Yeah. I would like just purposely like spray things out and not even think about it, and then I'll save it and it'll come together.
Indent it correctly
or even indented wrong, and you're like, oh, I totally messed up this code, and then you fix it. It's like a lightweight compiler.
Yeah, when it doesn't format, you have like a syntax error. But okay, so we have our explosion. Do we have to add? No, instantiate just adds you to the tree somehow, which makes no sense to me, but sure.
Yeah, there's some like magic implicit parameters to these things. So there's some.
This also shouldn't be like. Do you load the scene when the explosions? I guess it doesn't matter.
So there's some. I was just going to look up. There's some way of doing a delayed destruction, where you.
I think it's literally just a parameter to destroy.
Oh yeah, it's totally just an optional parameter.
Yeah, so what do you want?
Oh, I was just saying the explosion. We should just destroy the explosion after 5 seconds. I think we want to destroy the brick right away. As soon as you hit it.
Oh, I see.
It feels good for the brick to go away.
Well, I can't imagine that the particle systems don't have a like self-destructive. Like we just make them non-looping, and I bet they go away.
Oh, we can test that. That's worth testing for sure.
So Maybe? I don't know. I just like pressing the run button and see what happens. What happened? Oh, of course not. That's in game controller?
We messed the same thing up last time. We don't want to establish it on the script. We want to establish it on the object.
This thing?
Yeah.
But where is it? Oh, here.
It's right there. Yep. Yep.
Explosion is here. Okay. Go, go, go. Oh! Okay, but they're looping. It's Christmas time! Or whatever holiday. You know what? 4th of July, if you're living in America. Okay. While this is great, I think we can do better.
More explosion. I mean, less explosion.
Less looping explosion. So
yeah, looping is totally set to on.
Yeah, looping. So start lifetime, speed, start color, gravity mode, simulation space, local, delta time, play on awake, emitter velocity. No clue what that does. Max particles. But I want like it to send out more faster.
Oh, Alex Gann has said, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. This is excellent.
Oh, our guru came to show us how we do this. Thank you for.
Okay, let's test this out without looping, because I'm just curious whether they'll self-destruct or whether we have to actually just.
Oh, I see. Like, because we'll see in the little play scene whether they go away.
Yeah, if you uncheck maximize on play.
Did we not?
No, it's 5 seconds. It's a long time. They're totally stopping after 5 seconds. My question is, are they still in the game tree?
They appear to be.
I see. Okay, so I think we need to.
That is a little weird. You would think they would self-destruct, but you could imagine you might want them to stay around. All right, so destroy, explosion, destroy, explosion. 2 seconds. Right? I bet it wants it.
Okay. I mean, we'll have to adjust the duration of the explosion.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that's a reasonable.
We have to figure out how to get more particles to come out faster.
Right.
Right. So this can be 2 seconds.
So what is start lifetime? Like, what if you cranked up? What if you set start lifetime to very slow, like 1, and start speed to really high, like 100? Like
read the internet, it would tell us.
Yeah, but it's way more fun to play.
Okay, that's not what we want.
We're getting there.
Okay. Now, I'm also starting to question like whether a particle system is even like the right thing.
I think so. We just have to make it like more boomy. Like it's more like an explosion.
I think it's time to read the internet.
Okay.
Particle system unity.
We can just put in explosion. Maybe they'll give us some hints about what good parameters are.
Explosion unity.
Well, that looks cool. All right. A few simple modifications. Excellent. This is exactly what I was hoping to find.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Particle fireball. Yeah, we're not quite there, but disable cast shadows. Oh.
Okay. Oh, size over lifetime. They can burn out. That's cool.
In the emission module, you can set the rate value to 0.
Okay, single burst. That sounds good.
Okay. So in the emission module?
Emission. Rate over time. I see. Set the rate over time to 0. Is that what they're saying?
Okay. What other things does this do?
Oh, velocity over lifetime. So I kind of think they should.
Oh, it's giving me health. I didn't even notice that. Okay, shape.
So what's in there? Limit velocity.
I want to control the number of them.
So I think that's going to be up at the beginning. Max particles 1,000. Yeah, but where is like the rate of production?
What is this saying? Emission. You set the rate value to 0. I see. We would add a burst.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
Count. I want like 1,000.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Let's try it. Press the button.
Okay, 1,000 was too many.
It's like a firework.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a firework. I think because it's spherical in shape. I think we want it. 1,000 was too many. I'm sorry. We went too far.
Okay. It's good. It's good when we recognize our own boundaries here. Okay.
You backed off way less than I was going to back off. I would have backed off to 100.
Oh, I didn't. I have, like, when you say that it's too many, I don't know what that means.
Well, I just meant it was blinding at the beginning. Like we couldn't see anything.
Okay, fine. We'll try 100 here. Shape.
Yeah, what are our options for shape? Box, maybe? Because we're blowing out boxes.
This is probably not right, but we also could potentially change this from our prefab, right, when we instantiate.
Oh, yeah, we should make it match the block, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's get there.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
I think the affected by gravity is
well, I think the gravity's fine.
We need more.
Is it that it's so tiny and it just like it doesn't go very far?
Here's what I think we should do. I think the next thing we should match the size of the brick and match the color. So it'll like, then it'll look like there's some continuity between the. Can you set the material?
Yes, you can.
Because we should set it to the brick material.
It's in here somewhere. Emit from volume.
What is texture? Is that we put a? Oh, we can worry about this. But I think we should set the size to match the brick. That'll.
It's right here.
Oh, material. There you go. Okay. It's getting there.
Interesting.
Now it's like a lot of little tiny bricks.
Well, it's not a lot of them. It's like a few big ones.
Somehow it doesn't have enough like outward momentum.
Yeah. I think that's because we made it like super small, right? Like the thing that it's emitting from is really tiny in this. Where is it? Shape. Using this editor is really. So like I think if we.
Well, I wonder if you go up to the top we set some other numbers to really small values, really at the top of this panel.
Yeah.
In emission.
I'm amazing you can tolerate this, by the way, like driving via internet, someone else's mouse.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. My suspicion.
Oh, well, let's look at velocity over time. Maybe we need to just adjust that.
Well, what happens if we it's like, what is different about the sphere?
Okay.
Right. I assume this works. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how big the individual particles are.
Huh. Yeah.
You sure? You sure this isn't perfect? It'd be really hard to play. You could never see the ball of the time. I also want the velocity to be faster.
You want them to move faster.
Yeah, I want them to have faster initial velocity, which we triggered that somewhere before this.
Start speed. Just increase the start speed. No, go to more. Go to like 100.
You're so funny.
Well, I want it to be big so we can see what the difference is.
I think it'll go off screen with the 100. Pew!
Okay.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible, but I think we should go back to block shape now. Like I have a dream that it's going to look. It's a little too fast, but I have a dream that it's going to look like the block and then fly apart, right? In like some cool like retro like pseudo 8-bit style.
So you want 20 or 50?
50. No, probably 20.
Okay.
Let's just try that.
Size.
Let's try this. Just I think we should be making small tweaks, like turn one dial at a time, while we're still figuring out the tool.
So we could do this live, by the way, if we just instantiated one of these things. We don't have to do it this, right? If we just do this.
Okay.
And then
how do we get it to go again? I guess turn the loop on.
I think we either turn the loop on.
Why don't you just turn the loop on, and then it'll just. You may have to make a new one. It may have got its properties frozen at the time of creation.
Well, what happens if I just like do? I'm surprised it doesn't run again. It's totally possible to do that, but yes, I could also just make this one looping, and drop that in. There we go. Okay.
So now we can mess with it a little bit more.
Yeah, we can edit it. Okay.
So, whoa.
Just making it bigger
for science.
Yes, for science. Okay.
Well, we want to make sure we're editing the prefab and not the instance.
Well, if we don't, will that work? Whoa. Oh, interesting. It's when I select it. Why doesn't it show it here? What does open prefab do? What?
You popped it out somehow?
Yeah, but I want to like...
I'm sure this is one of these things where you can customize your workspace to make it exactly the way you want it to be.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, we just need to watch some more YouTube tutorials.
What is resimulate? That was interesting.
Come on, show me that tooltip. Yeah. So like there's clearly some way to like see it without going through these
shenanigans. Yeah.
All right, but this is the one. But my guess is that if we make changes to this, it won't change that one.
All right, let's try that. Let's test that hypothesis.
So if we change looping here, oh, okay.
I feel like a lot of learning a new tool is just science. It's just like try an experiment, have a control, like see if it does what you think it does. Try something.
So
else.
I don't actually know what happens if we edit this.
Try it. Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, you're editing the instance.
Yeah, so there's some way in which.
But now it might be broken. Like now you may have told your instance that it has its own value.
It's no longer. Oh.
Yeah. I kind of imagine underneath it has like a nib or a zib or whatever that has some entries in its property sheet.
But there's some way, I'm sure, in which to make it play in this.
There's a play button.
I just don't see it. Anyways, I think we're getting a little lost here.
Okay.
All right, so all right, what was our next? What are we next trying to do?
Are you in for my dream of trying to make it the size of the block and make the block like fly out and super?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
So
we're close to that.
I don't know how to edit I don't know how to edit its size. Right, somewhere in this.
I think just right here, just set the transform. Just set the transform dot. Like you should capture the size of the brick, just like you captured the center of the brick.
Okay. Factor 3. Well, this position may actually be right. It's like scale, I think.
Oh, I can go look it up over here.
Local scale.
Yeah, local scale sounds like what I remember.
Explosion.transform.local scale.
I mean, we can do all this before we destroy the brick if you don't want to capture it into these intermediate variables.
Well, maybe I'm being paranoid, but aren't we going to then? You're right. That is probably just easier, especially since we can. Well, is this going to show up? But that might not actually matter.
I think it's all going to happen inside one turn of the animation frame. Like I don't think you'll see.
So none of this matters. We don't need to copy this. Too many years of dealing with layout or render objects and plus and having to worry about who's going to delete whom. And okay.
Yeah, I do think we want to move the destroy down here.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, I assume that it probably queues the destroy. Probably in some sort of managed system, but oh,
it's still in spherical mode.
But also interesting that we set the transform of the particles.
Well, maybe just warp the whole universe, and each of the particles was square in its universe, and now is the same way that the whole sphere is oblong. Now all the little particles are oblong.
Well, I wonder if we set the wrong thing, that we're transforming the system as opposed to the thing that it's being emitted from.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Right. So
yeah, so that was very wrong. Set the whole transform. I bet if you get the particle system property, like in the property pane when it had its that was a separate property than the transform that we saw those size.
Like set emission shape unity. The shape module. Yeah, show me the current. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like if you get the particle system component, it just has a shape property.
Okay.
And the shape property has scale.
So I don't want this one, but rather I want explosion dot.
You want get component particle system.
Particle system. Okay. And
yeah, they called it PS in the example. I don't know if that's the sort of canonical variable. And then PS should have a shape.scale.
Okay. Variable. That's fine. Tell me what your variables are. Okay. Scale. I see. Maybe there's a set scale?
I think it may just be this var is getting confused. We just do like that.
I'm thinking this is. So you don't know the definition. Show me what this thing is.
This is what
that's getting set.
This is what the example code did. It did this, and then did that. That will make life happy.
Do we then have to reset the shape? Did we just tear off the shape?
This is what,
so odd.
I think we're coming across something in C# that we don't fully understand, like why capturing a new variable was any different than just chaining
the cascading dots don't work the way we think they do.
Yeah, which is strange to me. Like in other languages, capturing a temporary and cascading dots are very, very similar.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So our emission shape is now more like our...
Right. So
I think you do want gravity.
Well, I think first we should change from a sphere to a block. Yeah, rectangle.
You also want these to have like a rotation over time, which I'm sure that's possible.
I think I also want the individual particles to be smaller.
I agree. And is that because we probably scaled up the whole system? Somehow it's with the material, right? The material somehow changed it. Right, if we went back to this thing and change this back to... It's like a default.
Yeah, but that could be that because that thing is mostly transparent. Like it could be.
I see.
Giving you a decent sized canvas to draw on.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a thing called min particle size and max particle size. We could just change that to be, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's see that.
It was right there, right where you had material.
Ooh, there's also a size over lifetime and stuff. Okay, min particle size, max particle size, and this is of the scale that it's being rendered at, right?
Yeah, so this is like half a meter, or
Yeah. So, and that's it is getting to be max particle size is like half the brick, which is not what we want.
Right. So why don't we set it to like, sure. Yeah, there we go.
All right. There's still a little... I think I want them to have gravity.
Okay, put on some gravity. We're getting close though. Like this is getting pretty close.
Where gravity modifier? I see. More gravity.
More dots.
Stop dots.
Why don't you try
I see. It just has a lot of speed.
Yeah, why don't you give it like a 10 for the gravity?
Oh. I'd assume it was between 0 and 1.
Well, I mean, maybe.
This whole like edit cycle is clearly not what Unity... Okay.
That's too much gravity.
It is. This is not the right edit cycle.
No, I bet there's like a beautiful studio mode for you to like craft all of your like particle system parameters.
Well, I think we're starting to get to the point where like you and I do need to have more homework we need to do. This is decent.
This is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. It seems enjoyable.
I want it to maybe be a little smaller and a little more random. Like,
okay.
Is it maybe a few less pieces? Like, where's the like initial speed? It's up here somewhere. Oh, max particles.
Start speed.
Start speed. Yeah, so we could make this like 15.
Okay.
I see. Interesting. Start size. Do we want it to get smaller as it goes out? Do you want it to change size? Ooh, yeah. I totally want it to rotate.
Oh yeah. Time. Okay. That's a drop down. What are your choices for start rotation? Does you have this little down arrow to the right of that? Oh, I see. That's just okay. Yeah, put a start rotation in there, like, I don't know, 20. Oh, yeah, you don't want them all to be the same. That's a really good point.
Okay. What? Whoa.
3D start rotation. Okay, try that. What does that do? No, I meant what you put in already. That's good. With the Z, they're gonna rotate in Z, huh?
I have no idea what 360 is, but it's definitely better.
Yeah, it feels a lot more random.
Okay, that's like almost shippable. I mean, for this example level of shippable.
This is great.
All right, what should we do next?
So when I played Brickles, my favorite thing was some of the bricks when you hit them would make more balls.
Okay. Sure. Why not? We need to like give the brick like a special color or something, or if we're going to do that though. Or do you want all of them? Let's start with all of them. Do that.
Yeah, but I like the let's start with all of them. I think that's good. But I like the idea of some bricks being a different color and then having different abilities. Like that was my favorite thing about Brickles.
Yeah.
Because I try to aim for like the one that would give me more balls, then I can juggle all the balls and knock out the bricks faster.
You know what? We need to fix the control of the paddle first. We somehow lost that.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. I believe that's in the paddle.
In the paddle.
In the paddle script.
Okay. Somehow this just got lost.
I wonder if when we instantiated the paddle from a prefab, we didn't associate the paddle behavior with it correctly. So I'm going to look in the editor and see if the paddle behavior is associated with the
paddle prefab.
The paddle prefab. Yeah, I don't see it there. So I'll just try dragging paddle behavior onto paddle prefab. See what that does.
I see. Did we make the paddle? Did the paddle used to be? Oh yeah, there we go. It's not like it's not right, but
well, the other thing we can do is we can make it possible to lose, which is kind of a thing that's missing from the game as an MVP. Sorry, I use a jargon term. MVP being minimum viable
product, yeah.
Because the product is not really viable yet because you can't lose, and also this.
Also a time check. We got about a quarter of an hour left. Or gravity bug that we will fix one of these weeks.
I don't think we should try to fix the gravity bug in this episode. I think that's
definitely not.
But I think we can make it lose if we change the bottom wall to be of a different type, so that when you collide with the bottom wall, we trigger the play screen.
The like scene transition.
Yeah, like right now, all 4 of our walls are the same, but we probably want one that's like a death wall.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What? Okay.
I feel like you have something on your mind. What are you thinking?
I just that seems less exciting than adding balls. So I think
okay, let's add some balls.
I think we should add some balls. We're gonna have to make the ball a prefab though.
Okay, but we made everything else in the game a prefab. I don't know whether that's because we come from...
The ball was the very first thing we did.
No, but I just wonder if you look at like a professional level Unity project, is everything prefabs, or do they use the editor more? Because I feel like we come from a code first culture where the natural thing for us is to turn everything into object oriented land and then just like write all the code. But I don't know if that's what the intent behind Unity.
We need to call this thing not Hal. This is the ball.
Okay. Do you want to rename the Hal material too? Actually, well, Hal material kind of makes sense because it is the material that looks like Hal.
And we can make the game controller. No, not that one. This one. Okay, so now we need to instantiate a ball on like wake up.
Right, so the way we had this previously factored is the ball kicked itself on creation.
The ball gave itself velocity.
Yeah, if you look at howbehavior.cs,
Yeah, that's going to have to change.
Yeah, I think we should remove that. We should just remove the how behavior. And like we're sort of entering a world where we're driving everything from code because we come from code town. And we're also creating this God object called the game controller.
The God object is, yeah, not ideal.
So,
So I had similar thoughts today, and I was going to go watch some YouTubes on this, but my sense from the very limited amount of game code that I've written is that there isn't necessarily good game code. And that's also, I think, true of our other large software projects. Google is a little weird, like where everything is in one repository and everything is like a consistent style and everything. I think it's very common for different projects to have different patterns that are like the right pattern. And I wouldn't be at all be surprised if that's true in the gaming world too. But we also just know, I mean, I know, at least I can't speak for you. I know nothing about Unity and what the patterns it's trying to push us towards.
yeah, I think we're mostly sort of pulling out the toolbox that we know and sort of jamming these tools into those shapes, which is, what I would expect for sort of a first project. And probably as we become more familiar with the tool, it'll influence us and teach us how to do things its way.
All right, so we're going to delete how behavior.
Yeah, I think how behavior is not helping us in life.
I actually want to save this though first.
Oh, the actual code, because it's.
Well, I don't want to have to go look it up on the internet again.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And since I don't really have version control set up for this, like this should get published to GitHub, but I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, and now we want to go back to this. And we basically need to create an add ball, void add ball.
You want to give it a location, because when we blow up the brick, we're going to want to add the ball at the location.
Well, a location in like a normal or something, right? Like when you make more balls, you don't want them all to go. You're not going to give them all the same force direction, are you?
That's a good point. Yeah, so maybe we should just pick a random direction to have them start out.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, that's not how I remember Breakout working. Breakout sort of always throws it at your paddle, basically, when you start.
But
we can make it random, sure. How do we make a random vector in Unity?
I'll research that while you write the rest of the code.
He assumes I have any clue how to write the rest of the code. Okay. Ball prefab. This is not vector. You're going to get me the random vector.
Yeah. I learned the magic secret for this. It was really tricky.
A magical internet wonderland?
Mm-hmm.
This is not correct, so we need to do like ball.get component or something. Oh, actually this random is not. This is the wrong random. This is actually the random. It's that force.
I think this is going to trigger some of our physics problems, but that's okay.
Probably.
Now there'll be some probability of creating a ball with very low velocity, which is going to make me.
I think it should have a. It's not the velocity you want to change. It's the
the rotation. Oh, that's a really good point.
The velocity you want to be the consistent, always vol velocity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably not going to be true of our game eventually, but
you're exactly on point here.
This is wrong, though. We want. Vector 3 identity. I don't know what. I think that's quad. What is this thing? Oh, that's a rotation. A quaternion. Quaternion.
I can research the random direction.
No. I was just trying to set up instantiate our ball.
Yeah, you want the ball to have a identity quaternion. That's its rotation.
No, but the vector, which I assume is the position of the ball, which we need to pass in, right? Vector 3 position. Okay. Random range. Okay, makes sense. And then I'm going to make this sort of in the center of our stage. So we're just going to add ball at vector 3, 0. Is there like a 0? Yeah, vector 3, 0. Vector 3 cannot be used like a method. Yes, I knew. It's just written in Dart and it'd be. Wouldn't have to do these silly news. How you holding up there, Dr. Barth?
I'm doing okay. Rotate towards.
That's the play button.
Vector
I have no idea what it's going to do.
Target vector.
Whoa! We hit our physics problems.
So it created the ball correctly, but
it created the ball correctly, but at very low speed. That is not the ball speed. Oh, and it's stuck. That's physics.
I'm failing to rotate the vector here.
I'm sure there's like a quaternion, multiply. Like there must be a vector. Vector 3. There must be like a random dot rotate or something. Apply angle to vector unity. Rotate a vector 3 direction.
Oh, here's how to do it. I got it.
Quaternion angle axis.
Whoa.
Quaternion Euler. Euler? Is Euler?
You're blowing my mind, but this is what I learned.
Random vector, yeah. Normalize. What's the normalize?
Normalize will make it into a unit vector in wherever it started. And then we could say times 200.
You can also just do. The internet says you can do that.
Whoa. That sounds great. What is the 45?
That must be your angle.
Okay. So that would be.
Well, I actually don't know. Why are there 3 things?
Because it's like a 3-dimensional rotation.
I see.
So what if we made this 200, 200?
I'm totally shooting blind here, but.
Well, but like this is Z. We want to rotate in Z. Random range.
The internet.
Okay. This is going to be out of vector?
I think so. Vector 3 cannot be used like a metric. Come on, man. You gotta use new.
New.
All the cool kids are doing new. That's 3 letters.
Does that compile?
It compiles.
I have no idea what it's going to do. What was it going to do?
Someday I want to learn space.
I want to learn what quaternions are. Like my math knowledge ends right before quaternions and right before tensor bundles. I have no idea what either
behavior game object ball is missing. Oh, fine. I mean, all of my math knowledge, which was, I think, relatively extensive at one point, is just all. Yeah, here we go. We don't want to remove the script. remove component, is all just buried in 20 years of doing other things now. Whoa!
Oh, that totally went a different direction at a good speed.
Okay, so now I want it to make another ball every time
it hits a brick.
it hits a brick.
We could totally do that. That's like one line of code.
Okay, so on brick collision, particle system, explosion, and we want add ball. It literally is going to be brick dot position transform dot position.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah. Right, I messed it up.
What'd you do?
I tried to edit at the same time as you. It's cool. I fixed it.
There can be only one Highlander editor. I never actually watched that TV show, but I remember seeing the advertisements. Whoa!
Oh my gosh! This is like. This reminds me of like a nuclear explosion where like each thing emits a neutron and it blows up the next thing, and then like pretty soon you just have like a chain reaction.
I want to see that again. Oh, I love it. Why is it adding so many?
Because each time it explodes, it makes another one. It hits another brick, which makes another one. So in the end, you get as many balls as you add bricks. If you really want to make it go crazy, add 2 balls every time a brick explodes.
The whole thing would just.
Then it would really go super critical.
Sure. Why? Let's do it. Why not?
We tried to make Breakout, and instead we made a nuclear reactor.
You know, is it just already ending the game so quickly that it's sending me back to play?
I don't know. That's terrifying. Alex says, ship it. I agree.
Well, thank you, Alex, for joining us. We always appreciate knowing that there's a bat phone there to call for some Unity expertise. And thank you, Dr. Barth. Do you have final words for our friends in the great wild web?
I think making 2 balls every time you hit a brick is too many.
we need to slow it down for next time.
No, this is great. I think we achieved our goal of exploding bricks, and I'm super happy about it.
Well, you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.